We're going to call this closed session in order at 5:30 p.m. on March 3rd. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call to order the study session meeting for Monday, March 3rd, 2025. Mr. Domer, roll call, please.
Thank you. Councilmember Crosby.
Here.
Councilmember Kashafigita is on active military assignment, so is excused absent. Councilmember Lau. Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Present.
Mayor Hepburn.
Present.
We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you very much. City Attorney Hall Barlow, please read the closed session items for the record and let us know if there will be any report out afterwards.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have 3 items, 2 items of conference with legal counsel existing litigation pursuant to California Government Code Section 54956.9D1. One is the California Pistol and Rifle Association, Inc. et al. Versus Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department et al. United States District Court for the Central District of California, case number 2:23-CV-10169-SPG-ADSX. And the other is Gonzalez versus City of Laverne, case number 24-STCV3-4625, Los Angeles County Superior Court. Then we have conference with labor negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6. Negotiators are the city manager, assistant city manager, and city attorney. The groups are the employee organizations of Laverne City Employees Association, Laverne Firefighters Association, Laverne Police Middle Management Association, Laverne Police Officers Association, and all unrepresented employees. I do not expect any reporting out.
Thank you. Council, do you have any comments? Okay. I'm going to open up public comment. Seeing none, we're going to close public comment. Thank you. At this time, we will recess to closed session and reconvene at 6:30 p.m. for the regular city council meeting at 5:32 p.m. Before we start tonight, we're going to have a little announcement from Andrea Blockinger. She runs the city along with everybody else here, and she makes us look good up here. So you have the floor.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. As some of you may know, we do produce a monthly city manager newsletter. It's something we release at the start of every month. It covers upcoming events, pertinent city news. It also summarizes the last month's city council meeting actions, as well as regional news. And so if you want to subscribe, you can always call City Hall and we can assist you with that process. But we also printed some hard copies here if anyone would like some. Okay? Thanks so much, guys.
Thanks, Andrea. Good evening, everyone, and we called the meeting to order at 6:32 p.m. Monday, March 3rd. Mr. Domer, roll call, please.
Here.
Usually we do the Pledge of Allegiance first, and then I do roll call.
Oh, that's true, we do. But that's not, we got closed session. Sorry, we had a closed session before, so don't do roll call.
Yes.
Forget that. I want to remind everyone that per the city's rules, that we had a closed session before that. So sorry, guys. Remind everyone that per the city's rules of decorum, all speakers, members of the audience, and council members are to conduct themselves with decorum and not to engage in conduct that interrupts the orderly conduct of the city council meeting. Also, public comment through Zoom will only be accepted for the agenda items listed within the consent calendar, public hearing, and other matters section of the agenda. General public comments will be accepted at the meeting by those physically in attendance at the appropriate time. Also, right now, I think a round of applause and a standing ovation for our firefighters and our surgeons. Thank you all. Done an amazing job, and everybody returned safely. Thank God. So, with that, tonight we're very pleased to have Air Force veteran Daniel Lopez to conduct the Pledge of Allegiance for us tonight. And last meeting we had Mr. Lopez's grandson. We're very honored to have that. So, Mr. Lopez, please come forward.
All veterans and those in uniform, please render a salute. All others, place your right hand over your heart. join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You could wait, Mr. Lopez. So how did it feel last meeting with your grandson?
Well, he had some big shoes to fill for me to do this tonight because he did a great job.
Yes, he did. I'm very proud of it. Very proud of it. I'm sure you are too.
Oh, yeah.
And your wife also.
Yeah. We also have our senior vice commander, Maria.
We know Maria. Hello, Maria. Good to see you. Thank you again, and thank you for doing this. I know that this is. Thank you for your service, first of all. I know that this is sometimes difficult to get over here, but we appreciate all what you do, and also our Boy Scout troops and Girl Scouts and our Brownies, whoever comes and to celebrate our flag in our country. But thank you. With that, City of Laverne Certificate of Recognition presented to Daniel Lopez. Mike. Oh, that one. I didn't think I needed a mic. I guess I do. I do. I gotcha. City of Laverne Certificate of Recognition presented to Daniel Lopez. The certificate is presented on behalf of the Laverne City Council to U.S. Air Force veteran Daniel Lopez with sincere gratitude and appreciation for your dedicated service to our country. Thank you again. Is she bossy like that at home? She's doing her job, keeping us straight. Thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Domer, now we can do roll call.
Got me out of order before. So, Councilmember Crosby.
Still here.
Perfect. Councilmember Casafiguita is on active military duty right now, so he is in excused absence. Councilmember Lau. Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Present.
Mayor Hepburn.
Present.
We have a quorum, sir.
Thank you. Tonight we have 3 presentations. Our first presentation is for Women's History Month. Would you like to read it?
So our first presentation is for Women's History Month. Every year, March is nationally recognized as Women's History Month, and in honor of this year's theme, Moving Forward Together, Women Educating and Inspiring Generations, the City Council would like to call forward Laverne resident Dr. Chantel Steiber, a Cal Poly Pomona professor of chemistry whose groundbreaking research in environmental chemistry is matched by her dedication to mentoring the next generation of scientists. Her work focuses on removing pollutants from the environment and repurposing them for sustainable applications, earning her the 2023 Presidential Award for Excellence in Science, Mathematics, and Engineering Mentoring from the National Science Foundation. With over $1.56 million in research grants, she has mentored more than 60 students, many of whom are first-generation college students, and has helped them secure over 80 research awards and fellowships. A passionate advocate for the Laverne community, Dr. Steiber also serves on the Active Transportation Committee, working to enhance sustainable mobility options for all residents. So whereas throughout history, women have played a pivotal role in shaping society, securing rights, and leading movements that promote justice, equity, and progress. And whereas the theme of Women's History Month 2025, Moving Forward Together, Women Educating and Inspiring Generations, celebrates the achievements of women educators, mentors, and leaders who shape the future through education and advocacy, And whereas the City of Laverne recognizes Dr. Chantal Steiber, a Cal Poly Pomona professor of chemistry, for her groundbreaking research in environmental chemistry and her commitment to mentoring the next generation of scientists. And whereas Dr. Steiber has earned the 2023 Presidential Award for Excellence in Science, Mathematics, and Engineering Mentoring from the National Science Foundation, guiding over 60 students, many of whom are first-generation college students. And whereas Dr. Steiber also contributes to the Laverne community as a member of the Active Transportation Committee, advocating for sustainable mobility options and improving residents' quality of life. Now be it proclaimed by the City of Laverne that the month of March 2025 be recognized as Women's History Month, extending our sincere gratitude and admiration to Dr. Steiber and encouraging all residents to celebrate and reflect upon the invaluable achievements of women, past and present, who continue to inspire and educate further generations.
Thank you so much. This is really a wonderful honor, and it's really a testament to the wonderful students and community that I get to work in.
Next, we would like to recognize our Laverne Fire Department crews and CERT team. We are proud to recognize the extraordinary dedication of our firefighters who have tirelessly served both our community and the state during an unprecedented fire, wind, and rain season. Additionally, we also commend the outstanding efforts of our Laverne CERT team, whose swift and selfless response during the LA firestorm exemplifies the spirit, community resilience, and preparedness. Chief Nig, you'll be reporting on this item, and thank you all. Thank you all.
Well, good evening, Mayor, City Council, community, executive team colleagues. I wanted to take this moment, ultimately in talking with Council and Mayor Hepburn, we felt that it was important to take a moment to recognize all of the hard work and selflessness, really, that all of our fire personnel, including our volunteer CERT members, put in over the last several months, if you will. So just a brief little history on what kind of got us here, what the mechanism to get our crews out and get involved in the statewide fires every year. So the California Master Mutual Aid Agreement was put in place in the 1950s. That really is the framework that facilitates the sharing of emergency resources up and down the state. Along with that is a language that incorporates what we call the CFAA, or the California Fire Assistance Agreement, that provides for the reimbursement and the cost recovery for all of our resources to be reimbursed for all their efforts, so that there ultimately is no cost or impact to the local jurisdictions that are helping out with that firefight or whatever disaster is going on in that moment. That statewide coordination is done so by the California Governor's Office of Emergency Services, better known as Cal OES. And that includes not only the funding reimbursement and all the cost recovery mechanisms, but ultimately the actual resource dispatching and accountability, and making sure that all those resources, that we're not just depleting one area to cover another area, et cetera. There's 6 mutual aid regions up and down the state, and like I mentioned, they'll pull from each one of those regions to send to the region that's being impacted. Very, very complex process, but ultimately local, state, and federal agencies voluntarily contribute under these pre-established agreements. Let me clarify voluntary. So there is no mandatory mechanism that requires any jurisdiction, if you will, to participate in their master mutual aid. However, it is understood that there is a reciprocating component to this resource sharing. So for us in the city of Laverne, perfect example. We're a smaller city, smaller fire department. However, we have an extraordinary amount of threats to the north of us. Good, bad, or indifferent, we neighbor county and state territory, but then we also have the federal jurisdiction to the north of us as well, so we touch right to the Angeles National Forest. So with that, we have very resolute automatic aid mutual aid agreements in place. but that is because we are so heavily involved in this statewide resource sharing agreement. Costs are reimbursed, like I said, under the California Fire Assistance Agreement, CFAA, without getting too deep into the weeds. That covers salaries, overtime for those members that are working on their days off, the backfill for those positions, the apparatus and the equipment, and then ultimately the administrative expenses, because there are so many behind-the-scenes administrative costs that go into all of this. We are one of the agencies that actually take the time to calculate our administrative rate. So we have a 22.8% as opposed to the mandatory, what would be a 10% if we didn't put that work in. So we are very, very diligent about making sure that we capture every cent that Laverne puts into this. To date, for this particular year, we received over $1.3 million in personnel reimbursements, $240,000 in equipment reimbursements, $380,000 administrative fees, and more than just under $600,000 that are still pending. I can tell you that the state and federal government are very, very good about making sure we get those reimbursements in a timely fashion. So with that takes me to the efforts that our personnel put in over the last 6 months, really. So the post-fire really kicked off this year's, I'm going to use air quotes, fire season, because I'm not entirely sure we have one of those anymore. But that started in June of 2024. And as you're all well aware, up until January, when we had the Eaton fire, our personnel were engaged in every one of these incidents that you see here in various capacities. And then currently, still to date, and we'll see what happens with this next rainstorm, but we've had our rapid extrication module, our technical rescue team in the wildland setting, has been pre-positioned over the last several rainstorms as well. So we are still being impacted by these fires. And that has to do with the mud and debris flow from the burned out hillsides. So when you look at it, you're looking at roughly 7-8 months of deployed resources up and down the state. At peak, we had upwards of two engine companies and some single resource personnel, as well as incident management team personnel out there. And we have everything from specialized personnel that go out as a single resource that it's taken them years to achieve and complete task books, and then ultimately become a part of these federal or state incident management teams, highly sought after positions. And then we have our entire engine companies that go out, or like I mentioned before, our technical rescue team. So here's just a couple pictures that we threw together. Anybody who doesn't follow us on our social media right now, I'd highly encourage you to do so, because we are very active with it, keeping the community updated on where our personnel are, what they're doing, when they're going out, what their latest update is, what their status is, and when they're coming home. So as you can see here, there's a variety of activities that our personnel get into. We don't have any of the finance people in there because that's not as exciting as fighting fire. But I can tell you that even beyond our own personnel that are on the suppression lines here that are actually fighting fire, we do have Battalion Chief Robert Russell, who's a med unit leader and incident management team. Our analyst, our front office analyst, as a non-safety civilian employee, actually is now qualified and goes out in the finance section of the incident management team, as does current interim public works director Joe Vieira, and he goes out as an equipment manager. So we have 2 of our civilian employees going out that are ultimately the city's being reimbursed for, and the city is collecting administrative expenses on them too. So before I want to move on, I want to take this opportunity to recognize the efforts of our personnel, because this is very, very hard on our people. It's mentally taxing, it's emotionally taxing, it's physically taxing. They go out for upwards of 2 weeks at a time, sometimes longer, depending on what's going on with the incident dynamics. And ultimately, with my approval, they will stay out longer. We work through that with our personnel. We talk with our labor group, the LVFA, to kind of get the temperature and make sure that our personnel are still doing okay. Because the reality is it's not just the people that are out deployed, but it's also those that are coming back and backfilling our stations. Like you'll see on all of our our social media posts, we're very intentional about, yes, we have personnel out, but all 3 of our fire stations are covered. We are response ready. The city is not being impacted in any respect. So you have all those personnel that go out and rough it, literally, sleeping on sidewalks in the dirt, wherever, just making it work out there. But then you have so many members that are backfilling. Their families are impacted. They're away for 2.5, 3 weeks at a time. It's a lot of work when these fires take off throughout, really 7-8 months out of the year now. So that's ultimately what this presentation was about. And actually, at this point, I'd like to ask newly elected LVFA President Dave Bonanno, Captain Bonanno, to come up. And ultimately, the initial intent of this was to have him come up and on behalf of his body, the LVFA body, say thank you to them. And I'll say that on my behalf. I'll let you say your own words. But thank you to the group, entire group, for everybody's hard work. I know you were a part of a lot of that too, but this should not go without. So thank you. Appreciate it. Get you back up there, sorry. Yeah. Okay, and with that, we have actually an extraordinary addition to all of this as well, which is a really neat component. I'm going to ask Community Risk Reduction Specialist Lonnie Shipman. There you are. Come on up. And Lonnie has been tasked out with the ultimate oversight of the CERT program, which is a really great volunteer program. And they were also involved in these fires, so I'll let Lonnie take it away and explain it.
Thank you, Chief. Good evening, Mayor and Council and Executive Team. So, as Chief indicated, our CERT program, the Community Emergency Response Team, is really our answer to the community to help them become prepared whenever there's an incident or an emergency. One of the things that we really try to make sure that folks understand, residents in particular, is that the CERT program is really there to provide localized response and support, if you will, to our fire department, to our police department, if there was ever any kind of an emergency. But the CERT program out of COVID really had to kind of rebuild itself. And we really try to focus our efforts on preparing the community. And we offer basic training classes, which is essentially 8 classes or so and an additional class that helps kind of test your skills and knowledge. And what that does is prepare individuals in Laverne to, again, be prepared to help themselves, their neighbors, their family in the event of an emergency. And the folks you see sitting over here, which is just a small portion of our CERT team, are all volunteers. They spend all of their time outside of work and retired life, which is just about as busy as work from what I understand for most of them, and everything else, teaching classes in our community, providing assistance at our outreach events that I attend, and really trying to get the program out to the community and make sure everybody understands what the role of CERT is. But the other thing that they do is they've been able to provide some additional assistance in for example, we had Red Flag Fire Patrol. So when we had, obviously our very dangerous wind situations, and then we had, of course, fires in the region, one of the things that we were able to do is dispatch our CERT team to go out and drive into the northern parts of Laverne to just keep an eye on things, really just be another set of eyes, ears, engage the community. They even had N95 masks at some point when we had dust and ash blowing in to just sort of, again, if folks needed any kind of assistance, that's what they were there for. And there's so many things that these folks do behind the scenes that we really want to make sure that they were recognized. They play a critical role in our Area D DMAC. There is a mutual aid agreement that we have with the DMAC, and the only reason we're allowed to participate in that particular mutual aid program is because our CERT members have to attain a certain level of training. So not only do they go through our FEMA curriculum, which is the curriculum for the CERT program, but there's a number of trainings. Just for example, there's a SEMS training, an ICS training, a NIMS training. Then there's a handful of other additional trainings related to first aid and other things that they are required to do in order to participate. And one of the things that we are proud of is during the response for the Eaton fire, there was a local assistance center that was created for residents that were impacted, that lost homes, and we're personally impacted. And the Area D reached out and said, do you have anybody that's willing to come over and provide some assistance at the local assistance center, to be there on hand to direct people, to direct them to, the different kinds of vendors, that were there. And so really proud that they had an opportunity to share that. And, in talking to them, they were, it was expressed, it was just a meaningful way to spend, some of that time that they prepare for, to give back to those in need. So really wanted to, just again, thank you guys all for your help and your participation in the program. Without you guys, this wouldn't be what it is. So I'm going to just mention some names and just have you kind of come up, and then I have a certificate for you. And their certificate reads, it is from the City of Laverne, Certificate of Recognition, presented to, and then we'll mention the names. Certificate is presented on behalf of the Laverne City Council to, again, we'll start with Kevin Criddle, with sincere gratitude and appreciation for your dedicated service to the safety of Laverne. So, Kevin Criddle. Yep. No, we're going to come to you. So, yeah. Here, you want to? Oh, thank you. Okay, so Kevin Criddle. We've got Rick Elmore, I'd like to mention that Rick Elmore is our team leader, so he really helps oversee the program and really provides a lot of support to me in the day-to-day operation. So thank you for all your time in the program, Rick. John Gonzalez. Manny Hernandez. Get the gauntlet of hands, and then, yep. Jim Kesterson. Yep. Yeah, I'll get that. Jim's wife, Jen Kesterson, also is part of the program. She couldn't be here tonight, so. A couple other members that unfortunately couldn't make it here tonight due to other commitments, Alice Ohanizian and Jose Pantaleon, both members that have contributed. Robert Perez, who also couldn't be here tonight. Keith Reeves, I saw you over here. Susie Rhodes. Karen, Candy. And Abram Tavasolian, who again couldn't be here tonight as well. So with that, that's all the certificates and the recognitions that we have for the SIR program. Okay. Let's do a quick wrap up.
So with that, we'll go ahead and wrap up. Thank you, Council, for taking the time to recognize everybody and all their efforts. Yeah, they're coming up next for the next presentation. So, yeah.
Lonnie talked about
Lonnie.
8 weeks coursework. When do they have cycles when other people can join them as well? It's a good selling point right now for anybody recruiting.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are starting our basic training class. I think it's March 25th. Okay, thank you. Rick's giving me the thumbs up. So we still have actually spots available. So please sign up on, is it lvcert.org? Okay, thank you. So also, if you follow Laverne Fire Department's Facebook and Instagram, we also will send that information out regularly. So, yep, thank you for
So at the end of the day, what I'd like to highlight is that we're a small agency, but the Laverne Fire Department continues to be incredibly engaged in not only our community, but this entire operational area. And for all of the events that you saw, an extraordinary feat. So thank you, everybody. Thank you to our personnel. Appreciate, Council, that you allow me to take time to do
Chief,
this.
you know, it doesn't happen without a leader. And could you just tell a few of the you're the president, I think, is that correct, of a few of these organizations? Is that correct?
So currently the president of the League of Cities Fire Chiefs, California League of Cities Fire Chiefs, Cal Chiefs Deputy Director of Legislative Affairs, Vice President of LA Area Fire Chiefs, LA RICS, LA Regional Communication Systems Board Member, and then the chair of the Regional Training Group.
Will you be going to D.C. soon?
I will be. So
have you
Friday,
been to Sacramento also?
So Sacramento probably soon to deal with wildfire fuel abatement in environmentally protected areas, because that's become a very convoluted process. That it's just not a lot of clarity, not a lot of objectivity there. We almost got it all the way through the legislation through until it sailed through the House and the Senate with bipartisan support, and then got vetoed by the governor at the end. Then we had our big wildfires, so I think we're going to have some better luck this time. I will be going to D.C., and that'll be to address a better part of a 5-year issue now with our fire apparatus that the entire country is dealing with. That ultimately I started the conversation at the state level. However, now it's gone to the federal level, and I'll have the entire Fire Service Leadership Alliance support when I go back and present to the National League of Cities and have some sit-down conversations with members of Congress. Ultimately, there's been a lot of supply chain and workforce issues, and now there's potentially some antitrust issues going on with the manufacturers, the handful of them that make our fire apparatus. So we do have a new fire engine purchase coming up here in the near future, not unlike any other fire department out there, but they're getting upwards of 2 to 4 year lead times, and the price of our apparatus has gone up almost threefold. And so it's becoming a major problem for the public safety infrastructure in the
The reason I mentioned to Chief, but he won't talk about it generally, but the point is that the Chief has brought us, besides our amazing staff, besides our amazing fire department and our fire crews, that he has an ear with our state and federal partners, and I think that's very important. But we are a very nimble and fast fire department, as it shows how we had resources everywhere. But it takes the leadership of a good leader to push that through in order to get these certain things he's talking about, like changing legislation when you only have one choice of a fire truck to buy from something, and it's not fair. But also the fire resources and dealing with new legislation to get money for our cities to protect us in these horrific situations that just happened. But it's because of your leadership and your staff that we get these things done, and we're very proud of you and very proud of your staff, and your reputation is excellent. I talked to many of the between Senate and between Congress. They know us, they know who you are, they know our staff, and it's because of your leadership. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. Thank you. Appreciate it. Sorry, got to put you on the spot, Chief.
Put me on the spot,
Come on.
but at the end of the day, I can only be involved in these things because we are a smooth running ship, and that is because of everybody that's here. So with that, I think we have another presentation from one of our captains.
It's right next, yes. And also, it wouldn't happen without the wonderful leadership of our city manager, Ken Domer, to allow our staff to be independent and do what they need to do to make it a wonderful, wonderful city to work in and live in, if you're lucky to. Anyway, thank you. No more compliments, Ken. Sorry. That's it for the night. With that, we move on, and you guys can go if you want to. I know you've got things to do. Next, the final presentation tonight is also from the fire department. The Laverne Fire Department is establishing its first peer support program to enhance the mental health and well-being of its personnel. We'll be calling forward the fire department's lead on the new peer support program, Captain Moore. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the City Council, my fellow firefighters, and citizens of Verne. My name is Travis Moore. Like you said, Captain, been with the department for probably like 17 years. But thank you for allowing me to speak tonight on an issue of great importance to our fire department and our community, the well-being of our firefighters. The Laverne Fire Department has always been committed to serving our community with dedication, professionalism, and courage. Our firefighters face immense challenges daily, responding to emergencies that place them in high stress and often traumatic situations. The physical demands of the job are apparent, but we must also acknowledge the mental and emotional toll it takes on these brave men and women. In response to this critical need, I am honored to introduce our new peer support program, an initiative designed to provide mental and emotional support for our firefighters. This program will create a structured, confidential support system where firefighters can seek guidance and assistance from their peers and colleagues who understand the unique challenges of the job at firsthand. Our peer support program encompasses several key components. Firefighters who undergo specialized training, who are here with me right now, and I'll introduce them in a second, to offer emotional support and guidance to their colleagues, access to licensed professionals specializing in first responder mental health, a safe environment where firefighters can speak openly without fear of judgment or repercussion, proactive education and workshops aimed at promoting overall well-being and coping strategies, and a partnership with the Counseling Team International, a highly respected organization specializing in first responder mental health, providing for our firefighters with additional professional resources, crisis intervention, and critical incident stress management services to ensure they receive the highest level care and support. This initiative results from a collaborative effort within our department under the leadership of Fire Chief Nig, Battalion Chief Andy Glaze, in conjunction with fire management and with the steadfast support of the Laverne Firefighters Association. We have developed this program to address the specific needs of our personnel. This united approach ensures that the peer support program is comprehensive, effective, and tailored to the unique challenges our firefighters face. I would also like to acknowledge the presence of key members of our peer support team standing next to me, Captain Todd Hartunian, firefighters Davis Cook and Dakota Baker, along with Chief Glaze. Their dedication and commitment have been instrumental in bringing this program to fruition, and their ongoing involvement will be vital to its success. As part of our commitment to firefighter wellness, the Laverne Fire Department's current strategic plan includes the implementation of a peer support program as a key initiative. Our department recognizes that fostering mental and emotional resilience is just as critical as maintaining physical readiness. This program aligns with our broader goal of enhancing firefighter health and safety, ensuring long-term well-being, and ultimately improving service to our community. By embedding peer support into our strategic plan, we affirm our dedication to creating a supportive and sustainable work environment for our firefighters. Why is this program important? Studies have shown that first responders experience higher rates of PTSD, anxiety, depression, and suicide compared to the general population. When our firefighters are mentally and emotionally strong, they can perform their duties more effectively, ensuring the highest level of service to our community. A healthy fire department leads to a safer Laverne. This initiative is a step forward in fostering a culture of support and well-being within our department. However, its success depends on the ongoing support from city leadership and our community. We are grateful for the collaboration of the City Council and all those who recognize the importance of this program. To our citizens, we thank you for your continued trust in the Laverne Fire Department. Our mission has always been to protect and serve, and now we are taking further steps to ensure our firefighters receive the support they deserve in return. Now, at this time, I'd like to ask Fire Chief Nig and our new Laverne Firefighters Association President, David Bonanno, to come forward and sign a special document titled A Commitment to Firefighter Behavioral Health. In this document, there's an agreement between management and rank-and-file firefighters to come together and pledge their commitment to addressing firefighter behavioral health together. The pledge notes that each party agrees to 1, work together to break the stigma that creates barriers to behavioral health for our brothers and sisters. 2, use the best resources available to us to secure services and support for our members to address mental and emotional injuries and their effects. And 3, receive and provide regular communication about behavioral health issues, services, and peer support available to help build understanding and best practices. This document, by the way, we will display this and frame it down at Fire Station 1 for all to see. So at this time, Chief, if you don't mind coming up with Mr. Bonanno. And then I'll get a pen right there. Yep.
A commitment to firefighter behavioral health. And I would like to point out before I hand this off to President Bonanno, at the top of this letterhead has the insignia of the CPF, California Professional Firefighters, California Fire Chiefs Association, the JAC Committee, also of the CPF, and then Cal OES. This is truly a collaborative effort of all of the highest powers in the California Fire Service.
Our association's commitment to firefighter behavioral health also.
I appreciate your time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I think they're. I just want to say that as we've seen in the last number of years since COVID, that mental health is an extremely important issue, and I think we need to be very cautious about it. And I think this is a very good step. I can say for all of us that you have the support of the city, our council, and everyone, as you know, and it's very important. As you say, stable mental situation for an employee is a great employee, and they make the decisions, the right decisions, and it's good that we're doing this. So whatever you need from us, we're here to help. But this is a great day to get this done, and thank you for all the hard work you guys did. I know this took some time. I know you've been working on it for a while, but how many other fire departments have this? Okay. Chief? Yeah, that's good to know. But I think it's important that they all have this.
Cap Moore, feel free to fill in any gaps for them this year. But so the peer support concept's been around for quite some time, and if I'm not, it's in law enforcement as well. There is the Counseling Team International, at least in this area, has become quite a popular go-to for the trainings and the follow-up support behind peer support. So ultimately, it's essentially a basic level training for selected members of our department and presumably Chief Gonzalez's department to be an avenue for personnel to go to, have conversations with, and seek help. It is not within their purview to offer clinical help or to get into deeper situations, but they have also been trained and have the resources at the ready to refer somebody off to when it gets that complex. But by and large, the peer support program is out there heavily in fire departments and police departments all over. Our department just didn't have it before, and so this particular group has spent the better part of a year or more getting trained up, putting the policy together, and then ultimately arriving at this point.
Well, it's very timely, and we're very happy to have this. Mental health and mental awareness is extremely important, no matter who you are or what you are. So it's very important that we do this. So it's great. We're looking very forward to it. Any help you guys need, we're here to help. And congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you very much. Thank you again. We now move on to announcements of upcoming community events. I'll call up the person, I think, Andrea. We're going to call up Andrea Blockinger again. Yeah. Thank you guys very much. Thank you again. Thank you for your service. Thank you, Chief.
I was going to give people the opportunity to.
When you start talking, everyone listens.
Okay, then they got to
You're good.
stop. They're leaving. They're missing it. With the recent release of this month's City Manager newsletter, there's some upcoming events that I want to make sure that we gave some special attention to, as well as some other events not in the newsletter that I do want to make sure we announce during the council meeting tonight. The first one is our Parks and Recreation Master Plan workshop. At the November 18th, 2024 City Council meeting, the City Council approved the contract award with KTUNA to guide us through the Parks and Rec Master Plan update. We're excited that we are announcing the first kickoff of this outreach process with our workshop on March 12th. During the workshop, residents can learn about the goals of the plan update and provide input and shape the plan that we are going to be adopting later this year. The workshop will be held at the Community Center from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m., again on March 12th. And it's also available virtually if people want to join that way as well. And that link will be on the city website as we get closer to that event date. There are going to be future events throughout the year, so this is not the only time. There's going to be a survey coming out later in the year and additional workshops throughout the year as well. We have a page on the website for this. It's cityoflaverne.org/PRMP, which stands for Parks and Rec Master Plan Update. So that's the first one. We have two more, and the reason I brought this will become clear very soon.
Good. Wait. Oh,
yes.
Just checking.
Need to clean up in here a little bit. So we heard today about a grant opportunity that is unique, and we are going to ask if you have number 2 plastic bottles, please give them to us. Throughout the month of March, we're going to be collecting specifically number 2. You can check on the bottom to see what type it is. Because for every 100 bottles we collect, we are going to be eligible to receive a park bench that we can put in our communities. There's no limit. So if
So
you
it has to
have
be
a few
liquid.
hundred,
It has to be liquid. It's liquid. Number
empty,
2.
yeah,
Okay.
empty bottle.
Okay.
And so this is a unique grant program through the National Recreation and Park Association and Niagara Cares. So we're going to be collecting them here at City Hall and also at the community center. At the end of the month, we'll be donating them to a recycling facility. And then once we submit that information, we'll receive notice of how many benches we're going to get. So please, give us all your bottles. We'll take all of them.
Can I just ask, does it matter what size? It's any size as long as it has the number
Any
2 in
size.
the recycle little.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, please check
Yeah,
the
so
bottom.
there's a little, yeah, so
So
there's
it
a
could
little.
be pods, it could be liquid, it could be anything, as long as it's number 2.
As long as it's number 2.
Oh, that's
And as-
easy.
Boom! Yay!
As long as it's a type 2 plastic bottle, we will accept
Clarification. Type 2.
it. Type 2.
needs to be clean.
And yes, please clean it.
Two other questions for you. Is it going to be posted on social media so we can share it out?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
this is something we found out about today, so we wanted to make sure we announced it tonight, but we will be posting on socials to solicit.
Thank you. And then you can just bring it here, or where do you want
Yes.
them? Okay.
Either here at City Hall or at the community center.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay.
One
Last
more?
one.
Yes.
So VFW requested I announce this one. This is something that's happening at the end of March. They're going to be hosting an open house on Saturday, March 29th at Veterans Hall from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is a dedicated day of service led by the VFW members throughout the country. So it's not just us, it's around the nation that this is happening. So please swing by. We also have more information on the website about this event as well. And the VFW's Facebook page, they have information there too.
Beautiful.
Thank you, guys.
Let's not forget then, it's going to be posted as far as the parks, the new parks master plan. It's very important that we all, if you get something in the mail, once it does come out, don't throw it away. Please fill it out. This is very important. It's going to map our future. Our parks are some of the nicest parks in the community. We're going to keep it that way, so we want to make sure that it's suiting the needs of all of our community members and all of our residents. So thank you. And you'll be giving us more information on social media, pushing out videos, things like that.
Coming soon.
Coming soon. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Appreciate that. And I'll remind everybody, these are for announcements, nothing to do at the end with your public comment. This is strictly announcements for upcoming events. Sherry Best. Your plum jam is incredible.
There's still more.
Okay, I'm going to have to because I'm using it more than peanut butter. So.
Oh, well, that's an endorsement.
You got a sweet tooth.
That's right. Well,
You know, between the honey and the plum jam, it's the best.
we don't produce the honey.
No, he does.
But-
He does.
You've got to live within a certain number of feet so you can keep a hive. We can't quite put a hive on our property. Unless it was in the middle of the top of our roof line, we measured, but oh well.
I think
Okay.
jam's good.
Yeah.
Just stick with the jam.
We'll stick with the jam and the jelly. So, and a couple announcements for the Laverne Historical Society. First, I want to tell you that we had a wonderful visit to the Rubel Castle on the 15th of February and are looking forward to our next visit to the Sam Maloof House and Gardens on the 15th of March. We still have a couple spaces open for that visit, so contact me immediately if you have an interest in going. It is amazing to me how many people come up to me at these sponsored tours and say things like, I have lived in Laverne, Claremont, San Dimas, whatever, all my life, and I have never been to either the Rubel Castle or the Maloof. These are treasures right in our backyard. They're so wonderful to visit. So do see me if you're interested in a visit to the Maloof. Now, on the 10th of March, we have a guest speaker. His name is Jeff Lapidus. He's a Southern California jewelry photographer and book designer who lives in Sierra Madre, and he's going to come talk to us about the second California gold rush, which happened in the West during the post-Civil War era, and this was all captured by a naturalized German-American citizen with a camera. So he's going to be sharing all these pictures and talking about what he calls the passage to El Dorado. That will be at the Hillcrest Retirement Center in the Meeting House at 7 p.m. on Monday the 10th. It is free and open to the public. So come have fun, educate yourself, and buy some plum jam. You know, we'll be available for
It's
that.
good. It
That's
is good.
good. And become a member of the Laverne Historical Society. $20 for an individual member, $25 for a family membership, $200 for a life membership. So come be part of history. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sherry. Appreciate it. Adrian Romero, our public librarian.
Good evening, Mayor, council members, and staff. I'd like to introduce a few events that will be taking place at the library. In celebration of Women's History Month, we'll be holding an event for children ages 6 to 12 on Wednesday, March 19th at 5 p.m. During this program, children will learn about the history of women in the competitive sport of tennis. And after the presentation, children will make their own toy racket and be given a chance to play a game. Also in March, LA County Library celebrates Teens Create Month. And on March 20th at 4 p.m., we'll be holding a program for teens ages 13 to 17, where they can create their own weaved bookmark and be given a short presentation on how different cultures around the world use unique weaving styles and patterns to represent their identity and history. And on March 28th at 11 a.m., we'll be holding a Key and Harmony music time program for ages 1 to 5. During this event, a performer by the name of Erin Talata will give a musical performance of melodies and harmonies and ask the crowd to participate. And throughout the month of March, the Friends of the Library will be holding a lobby book sale where you can find a wide range of used books for a very reasonable price. Funds raised by the book sale are used for programs and to purchase new books for the library. And I also want to mention that all LA County libraries will be closed this Thursday for a staff development day. Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. Mr. Crosby.
Yes, tickets just went on sale today for our senior dance, Midnight in Paris. It's a dinner dance on Sunday, May 4th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. at the Laverne Community Center, and it's $15 per person.
Thank you, Rick. Any other announcements? Any other announcements in the crowd? Come on up. Ms. Gallegos.
Hi, good evening. My name is Yvonne Gallegos. I am the Vice Chair of the Cultural Awareness and Social Inclusion Committee here in Laverne. I do want to invite everybody. We are having our monthly meeting tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Hillcrest at the Citrus Room. So everyone's invited, and please come to join us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I will say your website's cool. It really is good. Yeah, also the Historical Society, also good websites. It's really a lot of information, good information.
Yeah, the Historical Society has a brand new website, and it is really awesome.
No,
And
both
thank
of
you
them.
for visiting.
Both of them, because it's great reading and it's great information, what's going on and what was happening in the past. I really appreciate that. That's good.
I think if you have any suggestions, please, we're always open to that.
Just keep putting them out. Good information. It really is.
And we have we did a lot of events the past couple of months, and we'll have some upcoming. And I think during public comments, I'll talk about another one at the events that we did.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Any other announcements? We'll close announcements. Council, any announcements? Okay. Consent calendar. Now we move on to the consent calendar. Items on the consent calendar are routine and will be enacted by one motion unless a member of the city council or a member of the audience requests separate discussion. Council, are there any requests to pull any item off the consent calendar? We do have one pulled, Mr. Domer, is that correct, or was that information taken care of?
So resident Rick Bowen did ask for number 2 to be pulled, which is the audited demands. I did respond in email to him about the issue, so I don't know if the council still wants to do it. Basically, he was asking about the $129,174.42 payment to Strategic Consulting Services. The city is the fiduciary for the Los Angeles Interagency Metropolitan Police Apprehension Crime Task Force.
That's a big one.
Yes, easier to say LA
It's
Impact.
LA Impact.
Yeah.
Much easier than that, and HIDA.
Through that, we basically process all of their payments for staffing, everything else, which when you look at our audited financials, that adds probably $8 to $12 million. But the $129,000 to Strategic Consulting Services, that is the staffing agency that they use for their civilian employees. And so we do pay that on their behalf. None of it is city general fund money. It's all from LA Impact. So there's no cost impact, but it is represented on the audited demand. So we still need to pull that. We can do it. Otherwise, that's the explanation that I provided to Mr. Bowen.
I think that we would leave it as such and keep it in the consent calendar as is. And I appreciate the explanation. It is not our money. It is the LA Impact's money, and we are basically the check writing arm. And we do get paid for that. So that's even a better thing. So with that, may I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second. Vote, please.
Motion was by Johnson, seconded by Lau. It was approved 4-0 with Cashel Figuita being absent.
I would be very remiss, too. I think he had a birthday this week, did he not? It was yesterday, was it not? Yeah, so happy birthday, Cash, and wherever you are. Yes, there you go. We're not going to sing it because we'll wait till you come back and embarrass you completely, but thank you. Now we move on to other matters. There are two items. First is the Youth Sports Facility Use Agreement with Laverne Little League. City Manager Domer, please call for the staff member who will be reporting. I wonder who that would be.
That would be Community Services Director Yvonne Duran.
Good evening, Yvonne. Welcome.
Good evening, Mayor and council members. Can you hear me? Because I know
yes.
Fix this. Tonight, I'm pleased to present the proposed youth sports facility use agreement between the City of Laverne and Laverne Little League, also known as LVLL, Laverne Little League, an organization that has served our community's youth for decades. This agreement reaffirms our commitment to providing safe, well-maintained recreational spaces while upholding responsible stewardship of our city resources. Since formalizing a partnership in 1986, one of the only youth organizations at the time that had an agreement, the City and Laverne Little League have worked together to ensure our local fields remain accessible to young athletes and their families. The agreement before you today continues this legacy, granting Laverne Little League priority access to city fields while ensuring compliance with policies on maintenance, safety, and administration. This 2-year agreement, effective from now through December 31st of 2027, includes options for 2 additional 2-year extensions, allowing for long-term program stability. In December of last year, Council approved a standardized template to serve as a foundation for future agreements with other youth sports organizations. So this is number 2 of other future agreements. By establishing clear guidelines and expectations, the city aims to create consistent and equitable approach to managing partnerships with these youth organizations. This framework ensures uniformity in operations, fair access to facilities, and alignment with the city's broader goals of community engagement and responsible facility management. By approving this agreement, the City Council will authorize a youth sports facility use agreement with Laverne Little League, reinforcing our shared commitment to recreational youth sports, and also give City Manager Domer or designee to execute the agreement and any related documents ensuring efficient administration. This agreement sets forth clear guidelines and expectations to promote fairness, transparency, and accountability. Some key provisions in this agreement, much like the others, include resident compliance. They must maintain a 51% Laverne residency with roster audits ensuring eligibility. Maintenance responsibilities, continual upkeep, general upkeep and managing of field, lining, and routine care. Safety oversight, this agreement mandates compliance with AB 506 and AB 2007, ensuring thorough background checks, concussion protocols, and emergency action plans to protect participants. Insurance liability, Laverne Little League will provide $1 million in general liability coverage, including protections for abuse and molestation claims. Financial contributions, to help offset maintenance and utility costs, Laverne Little League will contribute a seasonal lump sum of $500 for facility use per season, $1,000 for snack bar use, and $5 per player per season. And that $5 per player per season, that goes into a CIP pretty much savings account for them for future improvements to the Pelota Park with periodic reviews of these fees. From a fiscal perspective, this agreement ensures that our public facilities are responsibly managed while allowing community organizations to continue serving our youth. Additionally, as confirmed by the city attorney and our insurance company, CJPIA, this agreement complies with all applicable laws. Laverne Little League has been a valued partner in our city for nearly 40 years. This agreement solidifies our ongoing collaboration, ensuring that our fields remain a place where young athletes can learn, grow, and build lifelong memories. I respectfully ask for the council's approval of this agreement, allowing us to continue fostering a thriving youth sports community in Laverne. Thank you, and I'm available for any follow-up questions.
Thank you, Yvonne. I think we'll open up public comment first. I'm going to open up public comment. Anyone wish to speak on this item? Travis? Wait. There's no time limit on walking up. It's just once you start.
I asked about 2 minutes. I want to make sure. Mr. Mayor, Council, thank you very much. This has been a long, not necessarily long journey, but a long process getting to this point. So I appreciate the help from Yvonne and her staff. I don't know what has happened the last couple months, but I've seen a lot of improvements down at the park for sure. And so I credit to her and Public Works as well. So thank you for that. We have a strong league. We have almost 500 kids in our enrollment this year. So great things ahead. And this is a great step for us in terms of just getting everything in line as far as the administrative stuff. And so it's good. So appreciate all your help. Appreciate the city staff's help as well. And I'm looking forward to a continued long-standing relationship. So,
Thanks,
thank
Travis.
you.
Appreciate it very much. Anybody else wish to speak on this issue, this item? We'll close public comment, bring up the dais. This has been a long road, and I think one of the most important things with youth sports, as I attest to myself, I know that Mr. Crosby and Mr. Johnson, and I know that Wendy's been in sports, whatever the situation is. We've all been in sports. We've all been in sports. But I think the most important thing is to have some type of a contract. First of all, protects the children, which is the AB 506 live scan, which makes sure that the people that are in this sports, that the coaches are cleared. There's no anything in the background that would be suspicious to have these people that are coaching our wonderful little children. Also, AB 2007, which is the concussion item, which is extremely important, especially with kids that I've had in soccer and some of these sports that have collisions, I guess you could say. And, at the time, many, many years ago, it was not taken as seriously, and it should be. So, and not only that, just the fact of the snack bar, the grounds, the facilities, to make sure that we have state-of-the-art as much as we can, and working really well with our different sports groups, which we have some amazing sports groups. And being a parent and a coach for so many years, it's so important to have an organized system, and we all try to follow the rules as best as we can. If there's any issues, you can always come to Yvonne or Chad to figure out what the situation is. So these are kind of boilerplate agreements. They don't necessarily, everything is for each sport, but you have to have something, and I think this is a great, great thing we have, and I'm very, very happy about this, and it's taken some time, but everybody's coming in line now, or all signing the agreement. So, Mr. Crosby, thank you, Yvonne.
Just appreciate Travis's leadership and Yvonne's leadership, making sure that we are keeping everything in order, and appreciate these agreements with all of our youth sports, and keep up the good work. And I know we have a couple more sports to go, but it's really making sure that everyone's following, and what the mayor said is really all about the kids. So thank you.
That's Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Yvonne, one question: is lighting a part of this contract as well? Because I missed it.
So yes, there's lighting part of this contract. Laverne Little League is unique, is that they pay the Edison bill themselves, so we do not charge an hourly rate for them. With the system, we are continually looking for grant opportunities to update that system to a must-go lighting where everybody can have access to, where you don't have to be like, all right, I'm turning off the lights. All right, I'm turning on the lights, literally. I used to be a field modder back in the day for softball groups, and I literally had to yell to softball guys, all right, get off the field. I got to turn this off, and you hear the thing go chung-chung. That's what we have literally at Pelota Park. So we are looking, it's a very expensive system. We've talked with Little League and looking for grant opportunities. They have an opportunity on their desk right now, so just waiting back for some paperwork, but looking at everything that's available, everything is expensive. We're trying to build our park development fund as well, which is pretty much obsolete. So any contributions from that we're requiring these youth organizations to pay for, we're putting it right back into park development. So it will be a process. It is an expensive process, but we are actively looking for that.
Very good.
And is there a time period far as the neighbors?
Not
Lights.
this park. I will say, knock on wood. Typically about 9 o'clock they end. So there hasn't been any issues. I haven't heard any issues from Travis. We've been good neighbors. We're respectful about noise. Once in a while there is something, but I will take, knock on wood again, not Pelota Park.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Thank you.
Councilmember Lau?
I'm just going to keep it short and sweet. Ditto. Thank you very much for all of your hard work to make this happen.
Again, I will say, Travis, thank you. I mean, you guys run a really good program. I hear nothing but compliments between you guys. We've had our issues with softball. That's been corrected now. We're on the right path. ASO's just banging it up right now. I see kids playing everywhere. So it's just the more kids that play on every weekend, and I just love it because not only that, they're spending money in Laverne too, which I really do enjoy, and a tax dollar base. So, but yes.
And Saturday's opening day for Laverne Little League.
That's right, this Saturday. What time is that? 8? Beautiful. Okay. Thank you very much. He's breakfast burritos, pancakes. With that, we need a motion.
Second.
Vote, please.
That was moved by Lau, seconded by Johnson, approved 4-0 with Cashel Figuita being absent.
Great. We move forward. Thank you very much. A lot of work, but great job, Vaughn. Thank you, Travis. Next item is the Department Director Employment Agreement Template. City Manager Domer, please call forward the staff member who will be reporting on this. I think it's you.
Yes, sir, it will be me. So tonight I'm requesting that the City Council will approve an executive employment agreement template to use for department directors. Currently, the police chief, fire chief, and finance director have employment agreements, which all differ a little, but like the proposed agreement, only allow for the compensation and benefits already approved by the city council through resolutions, generally approved around the budget time, so the personnel resolution and the salary resolutions. Typical practice in Laverne has been to provide a conditional offer of employment to a person, in particular a director, which outlines the salary and benefits, and therefore it is recommended to replace that with an actual employment agreement. I do have a pending director position, and if approved tonight, I'm going to use this agreement form for that. It's the new Public Works Director who will be starting with the city on March 24th. The employment agreement, which is common in other cities, is a cleaner way to, list out those concerns and the agreement terms with upper-level positions. And again, it only provides me the authority already given to me through City Council resolution. So that is my request tonight, and if there's questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Good. I'll open up public comment on this item. Anyone wish to speak on this item? That would be a no. Bring it back to the dais. Any comments?
I just want to say thank you for producing this template. You speak to my lawyer heart, that it's going to create some uniformity, and how dare you. No. But I appreciate the uniformity and having a baseline. So thank you.
The attorney has spoken. I agree. Kudos and ditto. Thank you very much. With that, take a motion.
So moved.
Second.
Vote, please.
That item was moved by Johnson, seconded by Crosby, was approved 4-0 with Cashel Figuita absent.
Very good. Thank you. There is no other business tonight, so we move on to public comments or oral communications. This is time set aside for anyone wishing to address the City Council on items not listed on the agenda or within the subject matter jurisdiction of the City Council. I want to remind everyone that the Brown Act prohibits the City Council from engaging in discussion on any item not appearing on the posted agenda. However, your concerns may be referred to staff or placed for discussion at a later date. There is a 3-minute time limit, whatever. At this time, those wishing to make comments and are present here at the chamber can come up to the podium. Yvonne, come on up. You have
Hello
1 minute.
again.
You have 1 minute. Go ahead. I'm
Just
Sherry
kidding.
told me I could have 20. I don't really know who runs this city.
3. I wouldn't be alive anymore if I did that.
Sorry, I thank you again for having me public comment. I did want to come back and talk a little bit about what Cassie, or the Cultural Awareness and Social Inclusion Committee, has been doing over the past month, not only in celebration of Black History Month, but going into Women's History Month as well. One of the things that I was very honored as vice chair to be able to do was to visit third grade classes at Laverne Heights and at Roynan. And what we were able to do, along with Gil Ivey, the chairperson of Cassie, and Brittany Allenson on the school board, we purchased books to hand out to the third graders. And I brought one of the books with me. It's called Black Inventors, and it's a school age book, easy to read. I was able to get through it. It was really interesting about 15 different inventions that Black Americans have created during history. So it was very impressive to go out to these classrooms and speak with the children and meet the teachers and principals, and also be able to not only bring the books to them, which kids loved, right, but also to hear about what they were learning in their classrooms and a lot of the projects they had been doing for Black History Month, which were displayed in those classrooms as well. So I would like to say that, if you are interested in doing this kind of work with Cassie, going through the rest of the year, and again, celebrating different, cultures and spreading awareness throughout the city of Laverne, please feel free to join us. You can email cassie.laverne@gmail.com, and we'll be able to give you information on any upcoming events that we are having. We also did do a little libraries event last month, maybe end of January, sorry, and where we were able to, supply some of the little libraries with books of interest. And also we did a huge donation to the Leo Pantry, which was really awesome. So, whenever you're doing any type of thinking about donating, the Leo Pantry will gladly accept your donations for students. They were very appreciative, which was really great. And the items that they request, are really those sustainable type of pantry items that you can give to the students. And if you just think like a student, like a university student, you'll know exactly what you can donate to the Leo Pantry.
Could you put that on your website too? I mean, if there's a need, you could do that, because I didn't see that. I saw that you were there, but some items, as far as any resident was looking at, saying, hey, I'll just run over there and drop some stuff off.
I would love to do that. I think
it'd be a good idea.
I will do that because they gave us a specific list of, again, sustainable type of shelf items that
You could post
are
that. That would be
needed.
super, because it gives us an idea. And I mean, not every one of us run by the university. I mean, gosh knows how many times in a week. So, and it takes 2 seconds.
Yeah, and it's super easy because it's right at the Lewis Center, and it's like you have like a loading zone right in front. And I was just able to, everybody just helped me unload all the stuff that we had. And so a big thank you to everybody who heeded the call to donate those type of items. And the Leo Pantry did supply us with a list of much needed items, including obviously like personal items, feminine products, etc.
Whatever. Let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone have any public comments? We'll close public comments. Jerry. Going twice. We close public comment. No.
Too late. Well, I just wanted to add to what Yvonne said, and that is that I have increasingly felt the lack of collaborative communication in the city since we lost our Laverne San Dimas newsletter that used to go out and get mailed to everybody in the city, and we now don't have that anymore. So I would urge people like Yvonne to write up about her needs for the Leo Pantry, and I'll put that in the newsletter because the Historical Society puts out 6 newsletters a year. Every other month we put out a newsletter that's between 8 to 12 pages long. We post our newsletters on the website, so that's another way to find out what we're up to. So use us as an opportunity to advertise your good work. Thank you.
I did your website is good, very
Thank
good.
you. We
Yeah,
worked hard on it.
lots of good information and what's going on. So thank you.
And we're posting up all of our
And take some pictures of your plum jam, would you please? Just saying. Just saying. Yes. You have a go back? Yes.
Forgot in my official capacity as Vice Chair of Cassie, as Yvonne Gallegos, resident of Laverne, Travis, Little League, do you have the $10 card? I bought one last year, but I'm looking for one for this year. Or how would I get one?
I've got some peddlers. They're called my nephews. I was like,
Peddlers.
they'll sell them to you.
Get that, Travis, get that stuff out. Come
Okay.
on, man. He's got a
All right.
captive audience.
It sounds like I have a connection.
You know what? Those cards are the same as the things for Girl Scout cookies. We're all going to buy them. Period. Right? Okay. Any other public comment? Did the heater just go on, or is it me? Yeah. We're going to close public comment. Bring up the dais. Councilmember Lau.
Okay. So first, I am humbled and proud to announce that I was nominated and elected in as the vice chair for Tri-City Mental Health Authority board. So Laverne is represented. So, I'm excited about that. So if you do have any questions or concerns or things you want to know about Tri-City, I'm happy to be your conduit, as always.
Can you help us with mental health?
Well, I'll try. But I will say I was really excited to hear about the peer support program because I do think that's a big deal for the fire department and to make sure that our public safety folks are in good health, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. So thank you for that. I did want to piggyback a little bit on what Yvonne Gallegos shared about Cassie, and I wanted to give her a shout out. She puts forth, if you have not signed up for the Cassie newsletter, it's not a newsletter, but an email that she puts out kind of capsulizing what the events are, what's happened and what will happen. It's a really great resource. There's pictures and there's fun things and there's easy ways to just be a part of the community. So if you have not had a chance, that's another way to get connected. So even if you can't make the meetings, you can always read the emails and see where you can jump in. We had a YFAC meeting last week. And so I just wanted to share about some events that YFAC will be putting on. So for those who might not know, YFAC is the Youth and Family Action Committee. And this year we are looking for talented young artists and youth artist teams to bring creativity to our streets. The Utility Power Box Painting Project is the chance to turn everyday electrical boxes into vibrant works of public art, beautifying our community while sharing your artistic vision with residents and visitors alike. So if you know of a young person who would love to have their art displayed on one of our utility boxes, they just need to submit their proposal by April 17th at 5. And you can visit the YFAC page on the city's website for the project details and specifications and all that kind of good stuff. Yeah, so it's really exciting. Yeah, I'm excited for that. And then the other thing that I wanted to share is that there will be a parent night. It's Internet and Social Media Safety, and this is going to be in partnership with the Bonita Unified School District as well as the Laverne Police Department. They will be discussing Internet and social media safety for children, and the event will be held at Roynan Elementary School on Tuesday night, March 18th at 5 p.m., and all are welcome to attend. So if you can't make it for whatever reason, it's also going to be recorded by LVTV, which is the university's local cable fun thing. So that's a great thing. And it's going to be posted on YouTube at a later date. So if you have any interest in that or you know someone who might benefit from it, please share that information out. And then last but not least, it is Women's History Month. International Women's Day is March 8th. So I encourage you all to celebrate and say thanks to the awesome women in your lives. And then to my Panhellenic sisters and my sisters in Greek life, today is International Badge Day. So happy Badge Day. And as always, be kind to each other. Have a good week.
Thank you very much. Councilmember Crosby.
This past Saturday, it was my pleasure to be with our Councilmember Mayor Pro Tem Steve Johnson at our Laverne Girls Softball Day that they had their opening day, and watching all the girls out there and ready to go play. I'm looking forward to on this Saturday to watch Little League go out and have their opening day as well. And that is all the announcements I have, besides happy birthday to Mr. Cash Fagita.
That's right. Happy birthday, Cash. Mayor Pro Tem Johnson.
Happy birthday, Cash.
And you can't have the cookies in the back room either.
Oh.
That's bad. That's bad. We're bad group.
I've got a question for Travis. I think we have a Rotary project that we're going to be working on fairly soon for Little League. Great. Yeah. All good? All right. And looking forward to the youth
boss says he's good, he's good.
Sports Committee meeting later this week. That's it.
Thank you, Mayor Pro Tem Johnson. Couple items. The first one is a council update, end of the year report. For the first time, the city of Laverne has developed an end of the year report, a comprehensive look at the key initiatives, accomplishments, and community investments that shape 2024. From infrastructure upgrades and public safety enhancements to regional partnerships and economic development. The report provides valuable insights into how Laverne is growing and evolving. Moving forward, this will be an annual tradition, ensuring residents stay connected and engaged in the city's future. We have copies available here in the council chambers over on the side there, and residents can also visit cityoflaverne.org/end of year to see the full report. This is important. We've never done this before in the effort of transparency to make sure that you see what we're doing, how we're doing. It's an important update, so I suggest you take a look at this. I was remiss last council meeting that Aaron and Andrea had put together the Hillcrest State of the City address over at Hillcrest with the residents over there. Jara was there. They did an outstanding job, and I think we'll have something moving forward. But slideshows, and mostly my biggest thing about our city is representing the employees and what we do and how the interaction is and what we've done in snippets as far as our community, which is a great community. So I will be traveling tomorrow or Wednesday to Sacramento. I will be I'm the second VP on the CalCog. I've said that before on the CalCog. They represent 51 basically cities, municipalities, and we'll be going there. We'll also be meeting hopefully with our Sacramento electeds, a few. And then on the 9th of March, I'll be traveling to D.C. with the San Gabriel Valley Council of Governments, meeting with our D.C. representatives, our Congress, to keep pushing for our local communities and our cities to receive funds, because as a city, our little cities here, the 31 that we represent in the CalCog and the 51 cities we represent are in the COG, we as cities are nimble, we move fast, and the money they give us, we use it extremely well. So we're trying to push for that, more grants, but also with the Firewise, with care programs for our homeless situation outreach, along with our housing trusts and things like that, where we're getting people off the streets and getting them into sustainable housing, which is extremely important, and also the mental awareness part of it, from Blau stated. So that's coming up. That's a lot of stuff going on. And I also would suggest that we look at the back of the agenda item, and it tells you what's going on in our community. Tuesday, March 4th, Development Review Committee meeting. March 5th is youth sports. Monday, March 10th is the senior movie matinee at the community center, 12:30 p.m. Wednesday, March 12th, Public Financing Authority. March 12th, Planning Commission. Monday, March 17th, City Council meeting. So we'll stop there. But look at our website. It's been redone, just like everybody else's websites are redone. It's interactive. If you have suggestions to our staff, please put it in there. We can always change and modify things to make it better for everyone. With that, our next City Council meeting will be Monday, March 17th. Irish, that's right. Yeah, you can't. It's hard. Go ahead and try it again. The study session, we will have corned beef and cabbage. No, wait. The study session and our closed session will start at 5:30 p.m. and the regular meeting starts at 6:30. As a reminder, upcoming events, again, in the back there. We are adjourned at 7:50 p.m. on Monday, March 3rd. Hello, Joe. Hello, Kathy. Hello, Cindy. Hello, Ross. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I haven't seen you two. I've seen you two, but welcome. And the gentleman in the back, your name is? Mark. Pleasure. Nice to see you guys. And everyone else, have a great week. Be safe. Thank you.